What does AI still struggle with? Well, it can hallucinate. That's a fancy term that we use to describe when it gets things wrong or it starts making stuff up. It is getting much better about this, but you always have to check the output, sanity check the output, and make sure that it hasn't kind of lost its way. Okay, it does not always have up to date information. So we'll go back one module to the definitions. When they were doing the deep learning on all of that text, well, that was in the past. That was 6 months ago, or a year ago, or 2 years ago. And so you have to be a little bit careful about when that model learned. That might be the most updated information it has, say from 2024 or even 2023. Now, they're constantly updating the model so often now that this is less of a problem, and they've also hooked them up to different tools so that they can web search. But you do need to be careful about paying attention to see if that model is actually using that tool or if it's giving you outdated information. Okay, expertise. This is rapidly changing, but it doesn't have super fine judgment when you get into really complex tasks or really narrow kind of niche areas. So, can it help you in the legal field? Sure. But can it create a contract for one multi-million dollar business buying another? I don't know if it's ready for that yet. Certainly, we wouldn't trust it to that level. So, you have to be a little bit careful about the expertise there. And there are still plenty of areas left where we're going to want to reference a real human being. Okay, creativity. I think the creativity is really impressive and really powerful, but we do need to be careful because a lot of times what it will do is remix things. It would be like, to go back to an example I used in the previous module, when we asked the brand new piano player to make a new song. A lot of times they think they're making a new song, but they're really just reproducing something else, and they're not aware of it.